Hello, Mr. Leon.
Hello.
Nice to see you. Let me introduce you, like a human player from Germany. You are an active human player, and your MMR is around 2,400, 2,500. And we are in Raraland, free, in Dortmund. How is event for you? Sadly, today you are not going to play, but was your LAN good for your standards?
Yes, for me it was a very good experience. To be honest, like the games I played, I felt like if I adjust some things, I have a good chance to win in future. Um, and overall, so many good people, nice people. The Koreans, for example, I talked a lot with them. They gave me some advices for my play style. Fortitude, for example, came to my place and said like, "Hey, do this, do that." So lots of input and experience. So I'm very excited. A bit tired because long time now, but it's so nice to have this event. I hope that we will do the same event next year.
For viewers that don't know you, the most fun, at least for me, part about your stream, because you are a fellow streamer on Twitch, is that you have your Warcraft 3 in a different language than English, and I think it's Italian.
Yes.
Can you tell me the reason and why Italian?
I think it started when I started streaming. I had always like this kind of hot coffee thing going on, and then I felt like, man, let's try some different languages because I saw like Himiko stream and he was like play on Korean, and I felt like, oh, that sounds cool, and I was very excited to change up the languages as well, and then I found like French, Italian, and Spanish, and I switched over a couple of times, and then I stayed with Italian because I felt like it's just a cool vibe. It's different, and also I in my first phase of a proactive player, I was like playing in German and English, and it's a new chapter for me. So I felt like Italian is the new way of myself playing Warcraft 3. So it's a new chapter, new thinking, new input. So that was kind of reason, and I like it. It's just
Lavoro finito.
lavoro finito.
Job's done. And for the record, can you speak Italian, or is just how the language sounds for
I
you?
pretend to be good in Italian, but I have no clue at all. But I like the sound of it.
Like with you, you're a very handsome streamer. It's my opinion, and I
you.
stay
Thanks,
with it.
guys.
So you
Thanks.
can be like an Italian model almost. Also, there is this saying that you don't ask women about their age, and you don't ask gamers about their in real life. But I saw your website, and you have a nice portfolio, like for an actor.
Yes.
Can you a little bit tell me about your like acting career? Are you like a professional actor?
Yeah. Like for me, I was studying acting like 2013, 4 years. Um, I think like my professional Warcraft 3 career was like till 2011, and then I started to study, and that was gone, and then was on a theater, and I was doing film. I have like this kind of profiles where like casters can find me, casting directors, and photos, obviously, age, size, and so that's very important for my acting. And now I'm like doing some German television stuff, and I made some videos. So it's like acting is more of a patient thing. You need to be very patient with the industry, finding you and giving you roles. So that's something I do right now. I'm like sometimes I have like the chance to show myself, and the time where I'm like where I have more time, I really use like Warcraft 3 streaming to like have fun anyways and to show myself in a different way.
Okay, so just to plant an idea in your head, long time ago, like I don't know, 8 years ago, I used to watch some Hearthstone streamer from Poland, and he had this series of stream where every stream was basically his impression, his way of mimicking another streamer. So, for example, you are an actor, so maybe think about making like Grubby stream, maybe Neo stream, and with Neo, you should probably need a bald cap.
Bold. Well, I need a makeup, so I have no hair anymore.
Yes, and of course, the Polish streamer was like pretending. You can learn the lines, and stuff like that. And the hardest one for you, of course, to make a thought stream with
Yeah. Oh my God. Whoa, that would be like.
very energetic reactions. But you told about your professional career, because I went through your Warcraft Champions account,
Yes.
and I saw that you were kind of inactive since like season 8, and you started when you started playing back in 2000 in season 8 on Warcraft Champions. Your MMR was actually low.
Yes.
It was like 1800, and you really fast come back to like higher MMR. Can you tell me, was it you being rusty? Because I don't know how good you were in these like old times. Can you tell me? Can you describe your progress on Warcraft Champions?
I think like when I was playing before my break, I was already called like the big talent. So I've always had this kind of talent to be a big guy in Warcraft 3, but I never really could, uh, you know, go for it because I felt like I was very young. I had other stuff to do, and I think when I restarted Warcraft 3 and started to play active again, in my mind I was already higher in my skill, but the mechanics and the strategies were like old from back then, and it doesn't work anymore because patches and so on. So I restarted everything, but I knew I'm already higher. So I think that was a good thing for me. So it was not like me like doubting it that it's possible. It's just like the amount of effort and time I put into it, and it will work. So I think this kind of mentality helps me. It still helps me to get better and better because it's still a road to go, and then I still like feel like when I'm playing, I have so much things to improve. But still, also finding myself in this spot right now makes me very happy and proud. And yeah, I think like mentality is very important. So that's my secret for getting better in this game.
Okay, these days you have like around 500 APM, and I would like to ask you a question about this efficient APM and just high number APM.
Yes.
Do you think that for you having 500 APM really benefits you, or it's like some habit of just clicking fast the rally points? Can you a little bit elaborate? And also follow up question: is this fast clicking reduces your amount of energy? In other words, can you play like 10 hours straight with 500 APM, or is just you need to take breaks or something like that?
Well, I think like for me, it's very much about concentration. So when I'm doing that, it's for me being 100% zoomed in. If I'm not doing this, and I remember back then, if I when I played slower, it was like, oh, I forgot to do something. And when I'm just clicking a lot, I'm like really into it. And I think when I'm streaming, sometimes 6, 8 hours, I don't know. I think after like 20 games, obviously my concentration gets lower, but I think it's not about the way I play, but like just at a certain amount of time, it's just not that easy anymore to be high intensity.
You need to take a coffee break.
But overall, like the APM, I would say it's not just efficiency in the way that you need to have that amount of APM, but it helps me to be very concentrated, very focused into the game, and sometimes, obviously, also more misclicks. It's also not the best way to do it, but it's my way. So I decided to be very quickly, very lots of action, and that's the way I play right now as well.
Okay, and one more thing from the old times. I heard, I don't know if it's true, that you used to be, I don't know, for a moment, for maybe longer period, a sparring partner of Grubby. Is it true?
Yeah.
Can you like describe, because, and actually that's a nice follow-up to next question. If I remember correctly, you used to spar with Labyrinth, like 1 year ago?
Yeah.
Okay, so can you like describe how many custom games you used to play back then, as a practice with like Let's Grubby, and was it like popular?
Yeah.
And now how many custom game you play like off stream in secret to develop strategy these days? Because these days like every replay is almost on the Warcraft Champions website. So can you compare those two?
Yeah, so back then there was no W3 Champions, there was no MMR, there was just not a whole platform for everyone. It was just in Europe and a very bad opportunity to play BattleNet with high ping. So we all played just custom games, Grubby wrote me on MSN back then and was like, "Hey, do you want to like? I need some human practice partner." I was like, "Yeah, yeah, okay, and yeah, can you do like Skype at MK first? Can you do that? I need to practice it." And I played it, and I won the first game immediately. I was like, "Oh wow, that's like," because they would never done it, but he was like, "Hey, just we practice," and it was a way different way to approach to the game. In a way that I was never able to play that much as I do now, which helps me a lot. Back then, it was very more about strategy. You can tell if you see the replays from back then. It's not as like mechanically high level as it is today. So when I played back then, it was more about strategy, tower rushes, whatever. And nowadays, ladder is like so good for your practice. And I practice with a Levy or 1-0 a lot for X Lord. And the good thing about it, there are no replays for that, right?
You
So
can
I
disable
can
it.
really say like, oh, look at my replays, but I will do the complete opposite. And that was something which helped me against X Lord because I was not lost into something too predictable. Yeah.
Thank you. And the last question for the interview, I'm asking this question to everyone.
Yeah.
What is your favorite Warcraft-related drama?
Drama.
Because we like drama on
Yeah,
this
we
channel.
love drama. I think I don't know. It annoys me more. I think the Hitman stuff and Happy stuff because of the disconnecting, like running, going out of the game. I think this is something I don't think is that much of a cool drama. But I love the drama between whom sometimes. Remo in jail. I think this is. I don't know if it's drama, but I like this kind
Can you
of.
elaborate? Because I'm not aware of this drama. Like quickly.
But I think like always that Remo is like sometimes or like this back to mute craft and stuff like this. Like I love this kind of. I mean, it's not drama, but it's like
Banter.
yeah, like a bit of I like this kind of stereotyping. Like yeah, always the same and doing shit. Everything else, I don't know.
Okay, Mr. Leon, laboro finito.
Lavoro finito.
Thank you for the interview, my
Thank
pleasure.
you for having me,
and
guys.
Thank you for the hosts and
Much of love to the Pala University. Have some fun developing the new strategies. Thanks for having me, SaulApeMan.
thank you, Mr. Leon. It was a pleasure.
You too, man.